Hello all, welcome to coding session. Let us discuss some types of numbers, special numbers. First one is automorphic number. A number whose square ends with the number itself. Examples: 5. If you do the square, then it is 25. It ends with the number itself. And one more example: 25, 625. It ends with the number itself. So these type of numbers are known as automorphic numbers. So first, let us write the code and try run it. Number is equals to int of input, enter number, square of number is equals to number into number. Now I will convert my numbers into string. Str of number and square of number is equals to xtr of square number. Now I will calculate the length of my entered number, length of number. Then I will check if square of number slicing x into minus 1 colon is equal to my number, then print automorphic number. Okay, else print not automorphic number. Let us run the code. Enter the number 5, automorphic. One more thing, 25, automorphic. If I enter 4, not automorphic. What I am doing here, let us dry run it. Automorphic. So let me take the screenshot and explain you in detail what is happening in this code. Firstly, in number 5 is stored, then I am doing the square of the number. In square number 25 is stored. Now what I will do, I am converting my numbers into strings. So now my number is 5 and the square of number is 25. Now I am calculating how many digits, what is the length of my entered number, and I am storing it in x. So length of this number is 1. Then if now I am doing string slicing and using negative indexing, if a string s is given, we can do slicing 0 to n minus 1 or 0 to something x, 0th index, or from x to from some index to some index. But this is from starting, it will do slicing from starting. If I want to do string slicing from the end, then I should use negative indexing. Suppose in a string 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are the indexing, then negative indexing is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Now what I am doing, x is 1, so x into minus 1 colon, I am writing nothing. So default it takes till the last index value. So my x value is 1 into minus 1 colon nothing. So it is minus 1 colon till the last index. So my number is square of the number. I am doing string slicing for square of the number, square number. So square number minus 1 colon till the last index gives me, since in square what is stored, 25. 25 is a string now, so minus 1 and minus 2. So in this string 5 is sliced. Okay, now this 5 is compared with my entered number, hence this is true. Output is automorphic number. So we have written here, printing mistake, automorphic number. Next question, abundant number. Abundant number is nothing but sum of proper divisors should be greater than 1. What are the difference between proper divisors and divisors? If I write divisors of 6, then 1, 2, 3, 6. This is divisors of 6. If I write proper divisors, then proper divisors of 6, then 1, 2, 3. The number itself is not included in proper divisors. So we need to take the divisors of a given entered number and we need to add all the divisors, and if the addition of divisors is greater than the entered number, then print abundant number. Let us see now. Enter number. Let us take now. For I in range divisors from 1 to till number, if my number mod I double equal to 0, then we got the divisor. Just add it in sum, in take variable divisor sum is equals to I. Initialize divisor sum to 0, then add all the divisors. After adding all the divisors, if my divisor sum is greater than my number, then print abundant number, else not a abundant number. Now let us run the code. Enter the number. Let me enter 12, abundant number. Let me enter now 6, not a abundant number. For 12, let me try run it. What we are doing in this code, in number 12 is stored and initially divisor sum is 0, then I am taking a for loop from 1 to number. Number is 12, so it will move to till number minus 1, which is 11. We will check in each iteration my 12 mod I is equal to 0. When it will be true, 12 mod 1 is equal to 0, and 12 mod 2 is equal to 0, and 12 mod 3 is equal to 0, and 12 mod 4 is equal to 0, then 12 mod 6 is equal to 0. Since we are taking proper divisors, till 11 we are moving, and rest all condition it is false. Okay, so we are adding this 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6, which will give, this is 10 5 1, which is 16. 16 is greater than 12, hence this condition is true and printed abundant number. Now next problem, deficient number. What is deficient number? Now the case is reverse. Previously in abundant number, sum of divisors is greater than the number. Now sum of divisors should be less than the number. So in previous code, just in this line, instead of greater than, do less than and print, what is it, a deficient number. Deficient number. Now let us run the code. If I enter 12, not a deficient number, since 12 is abundant number, so it is not a deficient number. If I enter 8, it is deficient number. Let me try run it. Now in number 8 is stored, initially divisor sum is 0. Now for 8, we are again taking a for loop which starts from 1 and till 7. It goes till 7 and checking if my number mod I is equal to 0, in which cases it will be true. If 8 mod 1 is equal to 0, 8 mod 2 is equal to 0, 8 mod 4 is equal to 0, not 5, not 6, 7. So 1 plus 2 plus 4, which is 7, and 7 is less than the number, hence this is printed as deficient number. Next problem, a perfect number. If sum of the proper divisors is equal to my number itself. Let us write the code. Just in previous code, change is equal to, so then it is a perfect number. Let me enter 12, not a perfect number since 12 is abundant. 8, not a perfect number since 8 is efficient. Let me enter 6, 6 is a perfect number. Let us try run this. Initially in my number 6 is there, and the divisor sum is 0, then taking a for loop from 1 to 5 and calculating the divisors is equal to 0 and adding it. Then 6 mod 1 is equal to 0, 6 mod 2 is equal to 0, 6 mod 3 is equal to 0, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3. Total is 6, which is equal to 6, since it is perfect number. Next problem, strong number. Strong number is nothing but if we do the factorial of each digit, which is 1 factorial plus 4 factorial plus 5 factorial. And factorial n factorial is calculated as 1 into 2 into 3 into so on till n, or n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 so into so on till 1. Now 1 factorial is equals to 1, 4 factorial is equals to 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, which is 24. 5 factorial is calculated as 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, which is 120. If we add 120 plus 24 plus 1, then we will get 145. This type of numbers is known as strong numbers. Let us write the code and try run it. First, take the number. Now I am taking the copy of my number. Number copy is equals to my number. Now I will write factorial sum. I will initialize to 0. Then for while my number is greater than 0, calculate the digit with the help of the modulo operator. Take the remainder number mod 10. Now for this digit calculate the factorial. So current factorial should start from 1. Then for I in range 1 comma till my digit plus 1, which is from 1 to digit we will travel, since in for loop n minus 1 it can access from this 1 is included in this range, but digit plus 1 means digit plus 1 minus 1 till digit it will go. Then just do current factorial into is equals to my I. Okay, then after calculating the factorial, then add it in factorial sum plus is equals to my current factorial. After adding it, one more thing, in each while loop do number is equals to number by 10. Then if my factorial sum is equal to my number, since now our number is became 0, so we will check with our number copy. Then we will print strong number, else print not strong number. Enter the number 145, strong number. If I enter one more number, say 25, not a strong number. Let us try run this 145. Take a screenshot. First in our number 145 is stored, and we are copying this number value. Since in while loop we are disturbing our number, we are continuously dividing it by 10, so we will take the copy and starting factorial sum is also equal to 0. Then now while my number, which is 145, is greater than 0, we are calculating digit, which is number mod 145 mod 10, which will give me 5. Now I am calculating the 5 factorial. Current factorial is equal to 1. Now I am taking a for loop which moves from 1 to 5 plus 1, which is till 5. Okay, and in each iteration I am multiplying my I, which is into 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. Now current factorial is 120. Now this 120 is added in my factorial sum in this line. Then we are dividing number by 10, it becomes 14 again. Now 14 mod 10, which will give me 4. Then we will calculate, then again current factorial is 1. Then we will calculate the factorial of 4, which will give 24. Then it is added in my factorial sum, then again the number is divided by 10, then it will become 1. Okay, now we will calculate the factorial of 1, and which will be 1. Hence, after adding 120 plus 24 plus 1, which will be 145, and it is equal to my number copy, which is 145, and strong number is printed here. Number, which is Harshad number. Harshad number is nothing but, if number 18 is entered, then if we calculate the sum of digits, which is 1 plus 8, which is 9, then this sum of digits should be divisible by the number. Such numbers are known as Harshad numbers. Let us write the code. While I will remove this factorial and I will write digit sum, divisor sum, divisor sum to 0, then divisor sum plus equals to my digit. After calculating, now I will do n copy. I will check with my divisor sum. If it is equal, then output should be Harshad number. Control P. Let us write the code. No, it should not be equal. Instead of equal, sorry, my number should be perfectly divisible with my divisor sum. If this number is perfectly divisible with divisor sum, then print Harshad number. Okay, let us run the code. If I entered 18, Harshad number. If I entered 9, what? If I entered 9, Harshad number. Again, if I entered 11, not a Harshad number. Let us try run this 18 by taking screenshot. Now, in number 18 is stored, and we are copying the number copy is equal to 18, and initially my divisor sum is equal to 0. Now while my number is greater than 0, in each iteration I am calculating the digit. I am accessing the digit with dividing it by 10, which will give me 18 modulo 10, which is 8. Now 8 is added to my divisor sum, which will be 8. Then we are dividing this 18 by 10, it will become 8. Again 8 is greater than 0, and 8 modulo 10 is 18 divided by 10 is not 8, it is 1. Now again 1 is greater than 0, 1 more 10 is again 1. Now 1 will be added to the divisor sum, which will be 9. Now after this while loop, now our number copy is 18 and modulo 9 is equal to 0. This condition is true, so output is Harshad number. Armstrong number. Sum of digits raised to power of digits is equal to the number itself. Since 153 is entered, now number of digits are 3. Okay, now 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube. If we do cubing of each digit, then we add, then we will get the number itself. This type of numbers are known as Armstrong number. Let us write the code and understand it by try running. Now, and copying, now I need to do I will do just sum or take answer, and here I am calculating the length of my number, which is length of, I will, to calculate the length directly, let me typecast it into string of number, so that length of how many digits are there I can access. After this, after taking reminder, now do power of digit is equal to my power of my digit comma n. Now this power digit should be added. It should be added in this. Our answer is our 0. So in answer we need to add the power of the digit. Now if my answer is equal to number copy my number copy, then it is Armstrong number, else it is not Armstrong number. Enter the number 145, not a Armstrong number. If I enter 153 Armstrong number, let us try run it. In number 153 is stored, and in number copy 153 is stored, and in n the number of digits is calculated by converting my number to a string 153. This will give me 3, and 3 is stored in n. Now I am taking while loop on my number. Now my number till my number is greater than 0, 153 greater than 0, I am calculating the remainder and finding the digit by modulo operator. In my digit 3 is stored. Now I am doing the power. In this is the function. If I write power of x comma n, then it will calculate x power n. So I am writing here power of digit which is 3 and n which is also 3. Then 3 power 3 is calculated in this line. Then it is added in my answer. Initially my answer is 0. Now 0 plus 3 power 3, which will be 27. 3 power 3. Then my number is divided by 10, 153 by 10, which will give me 15. Now again remainder is calculated. Now my digit will be 5, and power of 5 comma 3, which will give me 5 into 5 into 5, which is 25 into 5, which is 125. Now this 125 is added in the answer. Now this 125 is added in my answer, which will give me 125 is added in my answer. Then again 15 by 10, which will give me 1. Again 1 is greater than 0. Then now the digit is also 1. Then power of 1 comma 3, which is 1 cube, which will give me 1 power 3, which is 1, and it is added in my answer. So 125 plus 27 plus 1, which will give me 153. Next type of number, SPI number. SPI number is nothing but if we do the sum of digits and product of digits, both should be equal, then we call such numbers as SPI numbers. Let us take the example. In 1124, the sum of digits is 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 4, and the product of digit is 1 into 1 into 2 into 4. Then this will give me 2 plus 2, 4 plus 4, which is 8. Now 4 2's 8 1's is 8. Since sum of the numbers is equal to product of sum of digits of a number is equal to product of digits of a number, such numbers are known as SPI numbers. Now I will do sum of digits equal to 0 and product of digits equal to 1. After taking the digit, I will add the current digit in my number, and after taking the digit, I will multiply the same digit in my product, is equal to digit. Then after this for loop, I will check my sum of digits is equal to my product of digits or not. If it is equal, then I will print SPI numbers. Otherwise I will print not a SPI number. Let us run this code. If I entered 153, not a SPI number, 1124, which is SPI number. Let us try run it. In number 1124 is stored, and I am copying my number 1124. Now I am doing sum of my digits is equal to 0, and I am doing product of my digits is equal to 1. These initializations are important. while adding we need to initialize it with 0, but while multiplying if we initialize it with 0, then 0 into anything further, this answer remains always 0, so that we will initialize my product of digits to 1. Now while 1124 is greater than 0, now remainder is calculated and 4 is added in my sum of the digits and it is multiplied in my product of the digits. Then again number is now number is 112 is greater than 0. Now the remainder is 2 and this is added here and this is multiplied here. Then the number will be 11 greater than 0, then the remainder is 1, it is added in this and multiplied in this. Now my number is 1 greater than 0 and again the remainder is 1, again it is added, again it is multiplied. 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, which is 8, and multiplication of this, since 8 is equal to 8, it is a SPI number and SPI number is printed here.